You know, I did some research on what it's like to be tasered. I learned a little bit about that when I did 24. I had to really understand what that felt like, because thankfully I didn't have a taser. So, I'm superstitious. I'm Latina, superstitious. I kind of learned a little bit about that, and just like, you know, feeling confined. That's kind of a really scary feeling, like when you can't move, and just keeping this subtle, like, twitches and movements, or just keeping the movements and twitches sort of close to the body. You know, it changes. Are you an actress? It depends on, like, you know, I'll give you a little lesson. If the camera's far away, you kind of can afford to make your movements a little bit bigger and more exaggerated. As it gets closer, you have to kind of make them a little more subtle. And that's because from a distance, it's like theater, you're more exaggerated and you can see these big gestures and movements. But on film, it's so up close and personal that you want it to be a little more subtle and not as big. So I played with that, and yeah, that was it. And made sure that they weren't shooting up my nose like they do sometimes, which isn't the prettiest angle.
Morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so my question starts with, I know in an interview before that in season 1, on the part where Emma asked, "Do you love Henry?" They told you to play it either way. And so related to Rumple and Robert, I kind of always thought he might secretly be your dad. So for a long time, was there this, you know, kind of played either way? Because I never saw any chemistry until you guys were like, "Here's chemistry."
I feel like people were really like grossed out. Yes? I think, first of all, Bobby and I are good friends. And so we're kind of similar in some ways and kind of not in many other ways, but we hit it off really well as good friends. And so we work together extremely well. Like, I love working with him. It's fun. We never know where a scene's gonna go, and it kind of goes off in so many different directions, and it's just great. He's phenomenal. And so I think that chemistry is what people really saw, or didn't. They did see something, because people say, "Oh, I love the scenes with the Evil Queen in Gold, or Regina Gold, or Evil Queen in Rumple." So I think what our chemistry really was our acting chemistry that we shared. We're just really like good partners in crime, I guess you would say. And so I always thought, and Bobby did too, that maybe Rumple was her dad, and we played with that idea. There's a couple of scenes that we've shared together where that is present, where we both think that. We've talked about it. And then there are some moments where it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you." Kill you. And that's there. And I think the fun thing with Bobby is that it can go anywhere, you know, and with especially with these two characters, they can go anywhere. You know, they have family in a weird way, because he's really the one character that's known her the longest. She's his apprentice. He's her master teacher. They are, you know, rivals. They want to kill each other. They want to work together. I mean, they could really go in any direction, and then they ended up hooking up.
Hi, Lana.
Hi.
Hi. I was going to say, I really didn't like Regina in the first season because she was so mean to Emma. But now I love that you guys work together.
Right.
I was just wondering, what are some of your favorite scenes with you and Jen?
My favorite scene?
Yeah, what are some of your favorite scenes?
I would say like the scenes where they have the most honest conversations, where they are, last season, sorry, it's all starting to, I watched some scenes here and there, and I'm like, I don't remember doing that, because so much, we're almost at 133 episodes. But I would say the most heartfelt, honest scenes that they have between them, where two women are learning from one another and helping each other. I think that's a really powerful message to put out in the world.
I agree, yes.
So those are my favorite ones.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome.
Hi, Lana.
Hello.
So, besides Regina, I really love your previous work as well, especially Teresa. Don't know if I make that obvious.
Thank you.
So I was wondering where you think some of them are now. So, like, obviously Teresa for me, but Regina, Eva, Nina, the whole lot. Where do you think they
Like
are?
all the characters?
Yeah, like, it's been like a couple of years.
I would think Trina from Swingtown is still swinging. I mean, we've got to grow that world, so she's having a lot of fun. I would think Nina is probably going through quite a bit. I mean, if we fast forward and kind of say time never did lapse, I would think that she is still trying to figure out her life. She seemed quite torn from a show called Windfall. And I played a character who was in this love triangle, and she was an adulteress, but somehow people still had compassion for her, but I think because she, within herself, was also struggling and having difficulty with her decisions and what she was doing. I would think she's probably in therapy. And I would think Dr. Zambrano is saving lives and maybe finding love and maybe opening her heart to meeting someone. Who else am I playing? From Boomtown? I think she just became a badass cop. And I think she's, a truth teller, and she kind of lives by the book, but she's someone you can count on. And again, she has a big heart. So, I can't remember who else I played.
Angie, her mistake there? I don't know.
Oh God, I don't know where she is. She's in Paris. Yeah.